Hey guys, what's going on? Hayden here. I'm here to talk to you guys about the ARMS Global Test Fire. Test Punch. Test Punch. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well as the Test Fire. But I am joined, of course, by my friend Super Smash 77.
Yo.
All right, so yeah, the Global Test Punch has been happening over the past few days, and it's going to be happening more this weekend and, of course, next weekend. But you and I have sat down. We've played. Well, not sat down. I was standing up. But we've played it for about 3 hours now, and I thought it'd be good to just kind of get together and talk about our feelings about the game so far. So, what are your just general impressions of the game?
I was honestly pretty impressed. There was a bit of a learning curve for the first Test Punch, not Fire. That was a bit annoying. But overall, the motion controls are actually a lot better than I thought they were going to be. Though I feel like with movement, they still have a bit of improvement to be going on.
Yeah, so I agree. I had a lot of fun playing this. Here's how my sort of arc, if you will, of how much fun I had was going with it. The first session I played Friday night, last night, I was like, okay, I can see where this game is going, but I don't know if this is for me. Then I played it again this morning, and I was like, all right, I'm getting into it. This afternoon, I was completely sold. Like we're just coming fresh off the third session. I had so much fun playing. I totally fell in love with the controls. That said, there is a bit more that they can improve, but on the surface level, they have really got these motion controls. This is the best example of motion controls I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I mean, it's true what you said. The more you play of it, the more you just begin to love it. And I really do like that there was, like, no lag online whatsoever.
Right? Like, did Nintendo really make this game? Because the online is amazing. Like, I didn't get booted out once. I didn't have any lag. The online interface itself is super awesome. Like, it shows you everything that you would want to know. Like, what's going on, like, in the battles. Like, it shows, like, each person's health, and it shows, like, the timer. And it also just looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can consider ARMS a real fighting game, I guess. But out of all the fighting games I've ever played, it definitely has the best lobby system.
That's good. I'm not the biggest in online fighting, but I did play my fair share of Smash Brothers. I may or may not have over 750 hours on the Wii U version, but I will definitely say that ARMS' interface kicks Smash Brothers' ass. And,
Yeah.
like, Smash Brothers was alright, it was functional, but ARMS is functional while also being, like, just pretty to look at. It shows you what you want to know, and it's fun. It looks awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, we're still in the free online period, so I can only imagine if the online might even improve once they start charging for it.
This is very true. I didn't even think about that. We've still got a few more months of free online, so I'm wondering how they could improve it from what it is already, because at least with ARMS, I mean, there are some other games that Nintendo... I mean, Mario Kart, I'll use that as a perfect example, usually works pretty well, but there is some communication errors and some lag and whatnot. So maybe more so games like that will be improved, but ARMS is working pretty fine from what I can tell.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it could just be with Mario Kart because that's a port from the Wii U version and it had existing problems, maybe? But...
Yeah, you could be right. So let's talk about the individual modes themselves. Did you have any specific modes that you preferred over the other ones?
You know, I think at first going into it, I probably preferred 1v1, but after I learned how to just dodge and run away the whole time, honestly, I kind of liked 1v1v1.
Yeah, no, I agree. I still definitely do love 1v1. I think it is still my favorite. But 4-player, where you're not like tethered to anyone, that is just absolute chaos. But it's the right amount of chaos to me, which makes it just so much fun.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about a lot of people, but I couldn't get super into V-Ball. Like, I don't know, it felt kind of awkward at times.
I agree. And if you guys, anyone who's watching this, if you've seen my live reaction, I actually freaked out at the idea of volleyball. Like, I was like, oh my god, like, of course there'd be volleyball in this game. That makes so much sense. After playing it, yeah, it's not that great. Like, it works. It's not that like the game is... I don't feel like the mode itself is janky. It's just that it's not as fun as fighting someone else. Like, it almost just kind of feels like you're going point to point with this ball. I don't feel like I'm strategizing, like, against my opponent. Like, oh, there's the ball, I better hit it. Like...
Yeah, and it also just seems like some ARMS are just a lot better in that game mode than others.
Exactly. I made the mistake of having, this was before I figured this is before I was thinking, oh, I should use different types of arms. Like I had 2 dragons on Min Min when I played volleyball, and I just got my ass handed to me. Like I lost 5-0, and there was still like 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it could be better, but hey.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get to play that hoops mode, because that looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that. Considering how much you grab in this game, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, dude, grabbing is like, I don't want to say it's overpowered, but it's like a really good move. Like so I don't know about you. I used Min Man a ton, and what I would do is I would supercharge her. I think it's called the Megawatt, the really big one. I would supercharge that, hit the opponent, and disable both of their arms, and then I would go for a grab, and I'd get like 300 points worth of damage out of the combo. It was awesome.
Yeah, grabbing does a lot more damage than I think it should. Although one interesting thing is if you're in like your super state, you actually can't be grabbed.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that. Are you sure? Because I think I might have grabbed people out of it. Maybe it's character dependent.
Maybe it's once you start it, you can't be grabbed out. That might be.
I could be totally wrong. I mean, everything is such a blur. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But like but speaking on that, like there are so many cool little intricacies to this game that you wouldn't know at first. Like for example, I just found this out this afternoon. Apparently, if you're playing like 3 or 4 player mode, like not co-op, you can actually press up on the left Joy-Con to change your target.
See, I heard that you actually can change your target, but I had no clue what the button was.
It's the literally like the button, like the up button, not the analog stick, like the up button. And to be fair, it is actually kind of awkward going for that, but it is nice that that's there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they didn't cover that in the tutorial.
It's weird. So like, if you go to the help thing on the menu where Biff is, there's like tons of just little tiny tricks that you would never even think of.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Just push it to the side.
But like, it really, stuff like that makes this game really interesting, because I know this is a term that's thrown around a lot, but it's easy to pick up, but there's a lot of depth to it. It's difficult to master. And that's what I think is going to give ARMS legs, so to speak, is just the fact that there's so much stuff to these characters, and the fact that we're apparently getting more characters once the full game is out and DLC comes down the line. Oh, and there's the fact that there's 3 characters that aren't even playable in this demo. Like, in some ways, I think there's going to be a lot of depth to this game. In other ways, I'm a little worried at how long this game will last, like in terms of just how long people are playing it.
Yeah, I mean, the game's very interesting from a competitive standpoint. Like, it seems like the most important part of the game really is just how you avoid rather than how you attack.
Yeah, and avoiding is, I think that is the one part of the game that I'm not so crazy about, because I feel like these characters are, you know, they're these crazy, zany fighters. I feel like they should be able to move faster than they do, but instead it's just kind of like an awkward shuffle, and it doesn't, I feel like I can't get where I want to go fast enough.
Yeah, it seems like the best movement option overall is just air dashing. Although, I know they're not going to add this to the game at this point, but I feel like if they added like a sidestep, it would probably help a lot.
Yeah, almost like a roll from like Smash Brothers or something.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what the mid-air, the air dashing is. It's my fastest way of getting around. But I don't know. Like I just kind of feel like I wish there was another option for that, especially an option on the ground. But at the end of the day, it is kind of a small complaint, and it is part of the game that we will, I guess, of course, get used to.
Yeah. So now, did you try standard controls at all?
No. So here's the thing. I want to try it out. I definitely want to try it out before the Testpunch is over with. I just can't imagine doing it. Like the motion controls work so well, and they just feel so. They don't feel like a gimmick. They feel like they're actually meant to be part of the game, and I just can't step away from them. I'm having a hard time imagining myself playing with a controller.
Yeah, so I actually did try playing with it one round, and it actually felt pretty good. Although I didn't get a chance to actually try and see how you curve the arms with the controller, and I feel like that's a big part of whether they're good or not. So I'm gonna have to try that out still.
So, like, just so I'm clear, because I don't really know this, there is a way to curve your punches. You just haven't tried it out yet, or you didn't know it, or...
Yeah, I believe there is a way to curve your punches. I think it might be tied to the other analog stick.
Okay. You know, I've definitely, maybe I'll try it tonight or something. I think there's another one tonight, so maybe I'll try it then. But I was just having so much fun with the motion controls that like I didn't want to stop the way I was playing. And I gotta admit, I think I got pretty good. I finished with a score of 99, so
That's quite a bit more than I finished with, I'll admit.
I mean, to be fair, like the first session I probably had like 40, and the second one I maybe had 50. So like, it's just getting back to that. Like, this game gets so much more fun the more you play it, and I'm really glad that they are doing this Testpunch just at all, because while I was, you know, relatively positive about the game, I never had a problem with the game, even when it was revealed back in January. I was just like, all right, show me more, because I'm interested, but I'm not sold yet. I am totally sold.
Yeah, you know, I think the biggest problem with the January reveal is that they showed probably the two least interesting characters.
That, I agree, yeah. Springman and Ribbon Girl, I mean, they're like the mascots of the game. They're like the Marios of the game, if you will. But yeah, they aren't that interesting, but they also, like, I don't know if you noticed, but in that very first scene of them actually playing, like, every punch missed.
You know, that's actually true.
So, like, I think that was part of it, too. But, this game, like, and that was kind of one of my worries going into the game, was, like, if this game would be very slow-paced. And while I wouldn't call it as fast-paced as something like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, it's definitely faster once you're playing and once you're behind the character, once you're kind of in control. It's faster than you would think it would be.
Yeah. You know, and I think really the last complaint I have for the game is with teaming up with another player. I don't know why it like links you together with them. That's kind of annoying.
So I'm a little mixed on that because, okay, here's the thing. I think that mode would be totally fine if there was also a mode where you could be separate. Like a 2-on-2 separate and a 2-on-2 tethered, just for, you know, whichever one you prefer. Because I've seen people like it, I've seen people not like it. I actually don't mind it. I'm actually okay with the fact of being tethered together. It is annoying that you can hit your own teammate, but the fact that you get thrown with your teammate, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of like a, it's good, it can work against you and it can work for you.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the fact that there is friendly fire is the reason they tether them together so that it happens less often, but that's just my theory on it.
Yeah, I don't know, and again, maybe that'll come as a separate mode down the line. What they have here, though, just, like, even just playing the party mode, like, we didn't get to play, again, we didn't get to play Hoops, we didn't get to do the Grand Prix mode, with that boss guy or whatever at the end, I don't know what he's all about. I think this is a really solid base package and just a really solid foundation for them to work off of.
Yeah, you know, I definitely agree, and I really am curious to see how they handle this after launch beyond the DLC and whatnot.
Yeah, so I gotta ask, are there any characters that you gravitated towards the most?
I think I agree with you on Min Min. She's just an overall great character, design-wise, personality. Although I also was liking the mech girl. She's actually a lot better than I thought she was going to be.
Dude, right? Like, I didn't care about Mechanica at all going into this. I think she's one of the better characters, if you ask me. She's just, yeah. Like, I don't know. I didn't get to play, I didn't play her that much because I went to Min Min, because Min Min's awesome. But, like, I don't know, I was just winning with her, with Mechanica.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people playing Mummy, surprisingly.
Yeah, I know. I saw a lot of people playing Master Mummy as well, and I don't know. Like, I didn't lose to Master Mummy that often, but I saw a lot of people playing him, so I tried him out for a round or two. I couldn't really get into him, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe some people have figured out some strategies with him.
Yeah, I don't know. So now, are there any particular game modes you'd like to see added beyond this?
Man, like, I don't know, because, like, the volleyball and the hoops totally caught me off guard. I didn't even think about stuff like that. But I really am not sure. I was almost hoping for, I did a discussion a while back. I was almost hoping for some sort of, I guess, adventure mode, for lack of a better word, because there was a piece of artwork that came out, and I'll post it on screen when I'm editing this later. It was a picture of Springman rescuing a kid from an oncoming car. And I was like, oh, maybe these characters, this is before we knew a lot about the game, I was like, maybe these characters are like your everyday superhero, if you will, where they're going around and just helping out people in like small little ways around the town. Because like it seems like the world of ARMS, like everyone's really interested in these battles. You know, the stadiums are always filled with just fans. I was like, maybe these people, like, maybe, like, a story mode where it shows the ARMS characters, like, outside of the ring, like, doing everyday tasks and whatnot. I don't know. I thought that's maybe where that artwork was going, but maybe it was just a fun little piece of artwork. But I would love to see something like that.
Yeah, I actually would like a story mode, because obviously in the Direct, they didn't really go into the backstory too much. They kind of just went, here it is, okay, that's it, let's keep going.
Springman one day woke up with arms.
That's it.
Or like Ninjara, like, or no, what was it? Kid Cobra. It's like, he does this so that he can get more viewers on his live streams or something. Like, it's just like, it's a little bit of world building, but I would love to see them kind of just embrace the world of ARMS, because they really, it does seem like a meaningful world. It does seem like a world that has a lot to it. I just kind of wish Nintendo would, you know, explore it, exploit it a little more.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I don't really have any mode particularly in mind, but I kind of just want something wackier, because while V-Ball and basketball are pretty wacky, I feel like they can go even wackier than this.
Yeah, like, I would almost wonder, maybe not so much more like a different mode, but like, maybe like regular fighting, but with just more types of items. Because we've got the bombs, like the different types of bombs. They've got like the hit point juice and whatnot. But what other kind of items could they put in there? That's what I want to know. Just like a, you know, a Smash Brothers all items on high kind of mode.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't have like an item that shrunk or made your arms bigger.
This is, yeah, actually that's a very good idea. Mega Mushroom or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be DLC, the Mega Mushroom. But I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to touch on before we wrap this up?
No, that's about it. You know, I just think it's a really overall solid game. I think it has a lot of potential to do just as well as Splatoon, if possibly not better. And I am really looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I just want to say for people listening, if you haven't tried out the ARMS Testpunch yet, like if you're not sold on ARMS yet, play the Testpunch and then make your opinion. Because while I was never like, I was still pretty much going to buy it on launch day, this definitely pushed me over the edge of being like, okay, yes, this is a game that I want to play and I want to spend time with.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I think we're done here. So want to tell the people where they can find you at?
You can just search Super Smash 77 really anywhere, and you'll find any one of my accounts on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So thank you guys, of course, for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter for lots of Nintendo goodness. And let us know in the comments what you think about the Testpunch, or just ARMS in general. Have you had fun with it? All that good stuff. And make sure you check out Super Smash 77. Alright, that's all for now, guys. See you later.